Hey traders, Akil Stokes here once again, and I want to thank you for joining me for this week's live room review. If you're one of the many subscribers that have been following me on YouTube, I just want to say I really appreciate your support and thank you for all the great comments. If this is your first time viewing this video, I want to thank you as well for joining me, and I would encourage you to go back and watch some of the previous videos as well. Um, what we're going to talk about in this week's video is a few things. First, the overall theme of the live room this week, which I would say is structure-based trading. I'm going to go into a nice syndicate winner we had, then flash you back a little bit through Thursday's live room session, which was by far the best session of the week, and then end with talking about a pattern that has just been simply amazing. So, starting off with our theme, this week's theme in the live room was really structure-based trading, and I won't go into too much detail of it. I don't want to bore you guys and keep you guys here for 20 minutes. But spoke to the traders in the live room just about how important knowing how to understand the market and basically market harmonics and the ebb and flows and how structure works. And we're looking at dollar Canada right here on the 4-hour chart, and I'll briefly take you through it. We easily see that the market is in a downtrend right now. We're flowing down. We have our high, continue by a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, etc., etc. If you notice, each time the market comes back up, though, we hit a previous structure level. So we're looking at bang, market breaks down, comes back up, test the structure level. Breaks down, comes back up, test the previous structure level. And if you're a trader that really understands how the market works and you can identify this, we talked last week about getting inside the market's OODA loop, basically being one step ahead of price action. Well, then you put yourself in a position to capitalize off moves like this, which basically, had looked like 7 straight bullish candles from 98.60, about 80 pips up, 99.50s. And again, just following basic structure, this is what we were able to identify in the live room. We said, bang, the market came down to here, this red line, put this a little bit up right in the middle of these wicks. And originally we closed below structure lows. Came back down, tested, double bottom down here, came back up and tested this level. And you can see, even looking back some, you can see how this is a powerful level. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, and there's probably a few more times if we keep scrolling back. Now what I told traders is, I'm gonna watch this level. If this level can hold, then we're looking at a short entry. If the price action breaks and closes below, well then I'm waiting for a market to retest and looking for a long entry. So no indicators, no Fibonacci's, just simple structure-based trading. We got a higher high, higher close. Market came back and tested resistance, now turned support, spiked up 80 pips. Nice simple trade. So wanted to touch on that because, again, knowing how to identify this structure is very, very important. Now in the syndicate, we had one nice winner on Aussie dollar. Seems like we've been waiting for this pattern forever, but we had a bat pattern coming down from X to A to B, B to C, with our CD completion at the 886, of course, and 1618 Fibonacci confluence as well. And brought this up to the syndicate early in the week. Actually, I think it might have been last week we talked about this, but just talked to him briefly about why did I choose this leg to be my B leg? Why choose this leg instead of this leg? Why doesn't this move right here invalidate the trade? So we had a pretty good educational session on that. Anyway, you can see the market came up here. We actually reversed on a dime right away, came back up, double topped, gave more conservative traders a chance to enter as well. You can see beautiful bearish divergence. And we've shot down basically 150 pips since we entered the trade. Target 1's being at a retest of our B leg, looking for target 2's probably down here near our 618. And again, that depends on your trading style as well. But a nice way to close out the year for the syndicate with a pretty good trade there. Now, as far as the live room goes, December, similar to last week, has been just very boring. With that being said, we did have a few action-packed days, and by far Thursday was the best. So I'll flash you back real quick to a video that the video that I recorded after Thursday's session, and then I'll come back and talk about this amazing pattern some more. All right, traders, just wrapped up Thursday's session, and today was by far one of the best days we've had in December. And I don't mean just trading wise, but the market finally had some consistent action instead of boring us to sleep and then having these big breakouts. So it was cool to really get some good analysis in and really in a fast-paced atmosphere. We also had a wonderful discussion about the importance of structure analysis, which was really great, and I think the traders really got a lot from it. As you can see, we were really busy on the charts. I'm going to roll through a few of the things we had today. We took a few ciphers right off the bat. One on, let's see, one on pound dollar, which was a target 2 winner. And you can see we had the smaller cipher pattern down here in black. We came up, hit target 1, target 2 easily. We actually had extended targets on this pair due to the fact of the higher time frame analysis we did. I'm not going to get too much into that, but got a great question in the room today about, hey, how do you separate your higher time frame analysis from your lower time frame analysis, and does what you see on the 4-hour chart affect what you do on the 5-minute chart or your intraday trading charts? And quick answer was you got to look at both of them as being separate, but at the same time having that overall analysis and having that overall view of the market can do wonders as far as picking advanced targets, and that's what we did here. We looked at the higher time frame. I knew exactly which way the trend was going, the smaller trend. I knew exactly that we were looking for a double top and also a bat pattern here on pound dollar. So we took a shot, and instead of looking at target 1s being right here and target 2s being right here, we shot up for target 1s being right here and target 2s extending all the way up to here, and we made some pretty good profit. Currently looking at another Gartley pattern forming to the downside as well. I'm done with trading for the day, so we're going to close that out. But you see we could have a cipher pattern into a bat pattern into a Gartley pattern, back to back to back. Had the same situation on, was a New Zealand dollar, 2 target cipher pattern winner. And again, we were eyeing up for a big one as well. But right here in right here, the smaller one, let's go ahead and make this a different color, make it a little easier on the eyes. Same thing, cipher pattern. As soon as the session started, came up, hit target 1, hit target 2. We got out the trade before it reversed, and now we're waiting for the next move, which is a trend continuation pattern. And that is basically, again, won't go into details about it, but we got a break and a close below structure using our higher time frame analysis. We're basically expecting a retest of this area before the market dives down again. We did have a loss. We had a loss on euro dollar. We took a aggressive trade on the range bar charts, which didn't go in our favor. But totaling the day, we had a 2 target winner on cable. We had a 2 target winner on the Kiwi. We had a break-even trade on Aussie dollar, and we had 1 loss on euro dollar. So 2 wins with multiple target winners on that, and 1 loss. I'll take that any day. Aside from that, we had just wanted to bring this up from yesterday. Now looking at CAD yen 5-minute, it could be easier seen on the 15-minute chart, but not a trade in my portfolio, not a pair in my portfolio that I trade. But Darren brought this up the other day, and if you guys don't know, Darren is he created the cipher pattern. So he has a portfolio of pairs that he trades that he only looks for cipher patterns, and he noticed this smaller cipher here in beige came up, hit target 1 and target 2, depending on if you're front running your orders or not. And then we came right back down. And what do we do? Hit another cipher pattern winner right here before diving down again. And we talked about this a few weeks ago about how professional traders trade. We don't just look for that first pattern. We don't just look for this first pattern and get profit targets and then say, all right, the market's rolled over. Let me go sleep somewhere. Let me not pay attention to it. We're in the market's OODA loop, so we're always looking one move ahead of the market. And in this case, we did this analysis in the room. We saw the smaller cipher. We also said, hey, there's a bigger cipher forming as well. So we already knew ahead of it happening that if this market rolled over, we'd have another entry right here. And as a result, we took 2 targets on the first trade, 1 or 2 targets on the first trade. Then we took another target 1 on the second trade. So again, another example of how professional traders trade. If you can do this consistently, you're on the right track. If you can analyze the market consistently, the only thing you need to do is develop the trading psychology side. Unfortunately, that's the hard part to develop. But if you have the skills, and the skills aren't hard to get, all you need to do is work on the psychology, work on not moving stops, work on not moving targets, work on not hesitating, work on not trading with greed, fear, all of that stuff, and you're good to go. So the amazing pattern I'm talking about is called the Cypher Pattern. And if you've been affiliated with the live room or the syndicate, or just me on Facebook, or any of us, Jason on Facebook, then you're pretty familiar about this pattern. And one of our partners actually discovered this, and he's the founder of this pattern back in June. And basically, ever since he's introduced this, traders have been going crazy over it. I know I've personally tested it. Our mastermind group have torn it apart, testing it, trying to find any flaw, and no one can find anything that doesn't say this is an amazing pattern. It's by far has the best completion rate of every pattern, or any pattern I've ever seen. And you can see it, we have it a few times here on Euro Pound, but just want to walk through a few trades we had on this over the last few weeks on the higher time frames, just so you can get a real grasp of how powerful it is. We're looking on Euro Pound right now. We had a Cypher Pattern completion rolling up easily for target 1s and target 2s. About 42 pips on target 1, 70 pips on target 2. If we go over to Aussie New Zealand, some of our cross pairs, we'll see another one on the 4-hour chart. Bang, X to A to B, B to C, C to D completing, rolling up, easily hitting target 1. And this is a no pain trade. It turned right on the dime. Easily hitting target 1 for about 130 pips, and still working its way up to target 2. So we'll see if we get that maybe on the open on Sunday or Monday. And then lastly, the big one, Euro New Zealand. And this one came down again and put traders through not a lot of pain, but you can see how it consolidated right on our entry point. Consolidated right here for actually a few days, trying to scare rookie traders out. But for patient, disciplined traders, and I had a really good conversation with one of the guys in my room about this trade. But for those traders who stuck to their guns and followed the rules, well, they were rewarded pretty good, as you can see with this thing shooting straight up, even past the C leg, probably to a 127 extension or 127 inversion if I measure this back. Yep, stopping on the dime right to a 127 inversion and structure to the left, which would be an advanced target, but easily hitting for about 107 pips on target 1 and looking at 220 pips on target 2. So a really good pattern, and we have some plans to implement this a little more in the live room next year, especially on the longer term charts or longer term time frames. But we'll get into that next week. So we had a really good year in the live room. No live room next week. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably put out a video later in the week, just giving once I crunch the numbers, giving a recap of how December went, giving a recap of our entire year since we are done for 2012, and then talking a little bit about what you can look forward to in the future as far as 2013. We are going to we're making big changes to the company, which you guys will hear about, especially if you subscribe to the free Forex market preview. You'll hear about that. And also making some changes to the room. We're going to introduce a lot of new things that I think will crank it up a notch. It's a great room right now, but just like my trading, always asking myself and always asking the traders in the room, what can make this community better? What can make this room an even better room, and not just talking about with profits. That's not the main goal. The main goal is to empower traders. The main goal is to build consistently profitable traders, and we did a good job of that in 2012, and I'm trying to do a better job of that in 2013. But I'll get more into that in next week's video. Until then, I want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. I'll save my Happy New Year's till next week, but enjoy yourself. Take some time off. Be with the family. Don't spend all your time in front of the charts, even though I know it's very testing or very tempting. and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, take care, traders. Good luck, and again, happy holidays.